Code Red. Code Red. Emergency signal from the White House. Vice President Sarah Mitchell's private jet explodes. The plane is crashing down in flames. At 10,000 feet, Mitchell's jet was rapidly descending. In the cockpit, the pilot was desperately screaming into the radio. "Mayday! Mayday! Sabotage in the engines! I repeat, sabotage!" Sarah Mitchell, at the back of the plane, was taking her last breath with a blood-stained envelope in her hand. On the envelope was written, "Operation Nightfall, Government Coup." "Get this to the President," whispered Sarah, handing the envelope to Marcus Rodriguez beside her. In the most classified room of the Pentagon in Washington, D.C., 3 men were watching the falling plane on the television screen. One of them smiled. "Now nobody knows our secret," he said. But he was wrong. The secret meeting 48 hours earlier, a secret meeting was taking place in a private room of one of Washington, D.C.'s most prestigious restaurants. 3 people sat at the table: Secretary of Defense Robert Hayes, CIA Director Jennifer Walsh, and a mysterious third person, someone known only as Mr. X. "Sarah Mitchell needs to be eliminated," said Mr. X, keeping his voice low. "What she knows will destroy all of us." Robert Hayes looked uncomfortable. "This is too risky. We're talking about the Vice President. If we get caught—" "We won't get caught," Jennifer Walsh interjected. "Our plan is perfect. It will look like a technical malfunction." Mr. X placed a thick file on the table. "All the details of Operation Nightfall are here. Sarah Mitchell learned about this operation and is preparing to tell the President." Sarah's discovery. Vice President Sarah Mitchell was a 52-year-old experienced politician. Having been in politics for 25 years, Sarah was known for her honesty and principled stance. However, she had noticed strange things in recent weeks. "Marcus, take a look at these files," Sarah said to her Chief of Staff, Marcus Rodriguez. "These budget figures from the Pentagon don't make any sense. $500 million allocated for classified operations." Marcus examined the documents. "This isn't normal. Such a large budget can't be allocated without the President's approval." "But the President is unaware of this," Sarah murmured. "When I asked yesterday, he said he had no knowledge of such an operation." Sarah decided to investigate where this money was going. With help from her confidential sources, she learned of a classified operation called Operation Nightfall, Dangerous Discovery. Sarah's investigations confronted her with a very dark truth. Operation Nightfall was a coup plan designed to overthrow some members of the elected government. "This is unbelievable," Sarah told Marcus. "A group within our own government is trying to disrupt the constitutional order." Marcus looked worried. "Sarah, this is very dangerous. If these people are really planning something like this, we need to tell the President immediately," Sarah said, with determination. However, what Sarah didn't know was that their phones were being tapped and every move was being monitored. The trap is set. Mr. X was sitting in his luxurious office, reading a report containing all of Sarah Mitchell's movements over the past 48 hours. "She's learned everything," he told Jennifer Walsh. "She's meeting with the President tomorrow morning." "Then we must implement the plan immediately," Walsh replied. Robert Hayes was still hesitant. "Killing a vice president, this is a huge step." "Robert," said Mr. X in a cold voice, "we've been building this system for 20 years. The real power is with us. Elected politicians are just pawns. Sarah Mitchell cannot disrupt this order." "But the people only believe what they see. We'll tell the media it was a technical malfunction. Nobody will learn the truth." That night, They infiltrated Sarah's jet disguised as Secret Service agents and planted plastic explosives in the aircraft's engine system. The final journey. The next morning, Sarah Mitchell and Marcus Rodriguez were to fly to California to meet with the president. Sarah was carrying all the documents of Operation Nightfall in a special briefcase. "Marcus, if something happens to me, make sure these documents reach the president," Sarah said as she boarded the plane. "Why are you talking like that? It's just a routine trip." "I don't know. I have a bad feeling." 30 minutes after takeoff, Sarah's concerns became reality. One of the engines exploded, and the plane lost control. "Pilot, what's happening?" Sarah shouted. "Sabotage! Someone planted a bomb in our engines." Last-minute rescue minutes before the plane crashed, Sarah handed the blood-stained envelope to Marcus. This envelope contains all the evidence of Operation Nightfall. The coup plan, names, documents, everything. "Sarah, you're going to survive." "No, Marcus. They'll think I died in the crash. You take these documents to the FBI. Tell the president not to trust CIA Director Walsh." The plane made an emergency landing with a loud crash. When the fire crew arrived, they couldn't find Sarah's body. The official statement: Vice President Sarah Mitchell lost her life in the plane crash, fighting from the shadows. But Sarah hadn't died. Severely injured in the crash, Sarah was being treated in a secret hospital. Only Marcus and a few trusted people knew she was alive. "I'm officially dead now," Sarah said from her hospital bed. "This gives me an advantage. While they continue their secret plans, I can work to stop them." Marcus had delivered the documents Sarah gave him to trusted FBI agents. However, Mr. X's men were everywhere. "Sarah, some agents in the FBI are also part of this conspiracy," Marcus said. "We don't know who we're working with." "Then let's leak it to the media. Let's tell the truth to the people." Media war. Sarah began preparing secret videos after her death. In these videos, she explained all the details of Operation Nightfall, the coup plan, and the names of the perpetrators. "People, I am Vice President Sarah Mitchell. If you're watching this video, it means I've been murdered. But I have very important things to tell you." The video went viral on social media. The hashtag Sarah Mitchell Lives became trending. Millions of people wanted to learn the truth. Mr. X and his team panicked. "The video must be fake," they announced. "Sarah Mitchell is dead." However, the documents Sarah had prepared were so detailed that nobody believed they were fake. The people's uprising. After the videos were released, massive protests began in Washington, D.C. The people were shouting, "We want the truth." The president, understanding the seriousness of the situation, launched an independent investigation. Trusted FBI agents began tracking Operation Nightfall. "Who is Mr. X?" the president asked the FBI director. "His real name is William Carter. He's been working in the Secret Service for 30 years. He's built his own private network." Robert Hayes and Jennifer Walsh tried to leave the country before the truth came out. However, they were caught at the airport. Justice prevails. The trial became the most watched case in American history. Sarah Mitchell testified as a secret witness. Nobody knew she was still alive. "Your Honor, these people tried to destroy democracy. They disregarded the will of the people," Sarah said, using a voice-changing device. William Carter, Jennifer Walsh, and Robert Hayes were sentenced to life imprisonment for treason. New beginning. 1 year after the trial, Sarah Mitchell officially returned to life. In her statement to the media, "I had to stage my death because I couldn't expose the truth any other way. Democracy was under threat, and someone had to stop it." The people applauded Sarah's courage. She went down in history as a true hero. Epilogue. Sarah Mitchell left politics after the events. She now teaches democracy and human rights courses at a university. Students, democracy is a fragile thing, she says in her classes. You must always be vigilant to protect it, because real enemies can always be on the inside. Marcus Rodriguez became Sarah's new chief of staff, this time in academic life. Sarah, do you regret it? He sometimes asks. Never. We did what was right. It was our duty to the country. And thus, this secret war fought among the shadows ended with the victory of truth and justice. Sarah Mitchell left politics after the events. She now teaches democracy and human rights courses at a university. Students, democracy is a fragile thing, she says in her classes. You must always be vigilant to protect it, because real enemies can always be on the inside. Marcus Rodriguez became Sarah's new chief of staff, this time in academic life. Sarah, do you regret it? He sometimes asks. Never. We did what was right. It was our duty to the country. And thus this secret war fought among the shadows ended with the victory of truth and justice.